This is a quick video intro to using Google Forms just to help the students who are about to do their IPT assessment task. Others may find it helpful as well. So first of all, what we need to do is start a new Google form. So in your browser, if you just simply type in form.new, that's a shortcut that Google has created that will allow you to, or will take you to a blank form. There's similar shortcuts for doc.new and slides.new and so on that will start new Google documents on new Google Slides as well. Okay, once you're at the form, you'll see that it's been set up for you, and at the moment it's an untitled form. There's no title and there's no description, and there's just a single question there that is also untitled. So in order to now use this form or use this interface, what you'll need to do is first of all give your form a title, and then you can fill in an optional description which describes what your form is going to do. You'll see that across the top here, because you're the form creator, you also have a responses tab, and this is where you'll actually see the responses of people who fill out your form. And on there's also an option to create a spreadsheet from those responses. So if you push that, then what you'll get is a Google Sheet with all of the responses that people fill out for you. Alright, continuing on, so back to the questions tab. To use the questions, you'll see at the moment there's an untitled question. If you click on where it says untitled question, you'll be able to edit the question, and you can also then start to use the suggestions. So you see that because I've typed the question as gender, it's saying, do you want to add some of these options? So I'm going to add a female, I'm going to add male, and you'll see that it then populates those as options. If you want to add your own option, then you can click there and you can write your own option, and that way that will become part of your survey as well. To delete an option, you simply click the X on the right hand side, and if you want to add an image to help people, then you can also use this little add an image button. Let's remove that one and just give two options here. You can see down the bottom here you've also got a couple of option buttons. So you've got the option to then duplicate this question, delete this question, make this question required. So if you push that, then it means that the survey respondents have to answer this question. And if you go to the three dots, then you have that's the more options button. You have the option to add a description for this particular question, and you also have an option to jump to different locations based on an answer. So if you wanted to ask females one set of questions and males another set of questions, then you can select this option, which will then redirect them in different directions based on their choices. You also have the option to shuffle the options. So if you don't want it to always appear as female and male, sometimes it could appear as male then female, sometimes as female then male, then you can shuffle your options as well. Okay, once you've added your first question, you'll see over here on the right hand side you've got some more options. So you can add another question, you can add a title, you can add an image, you can add a video to your survey form, or you can add a section. So if I wanted this to be page number 1 and then have another page, then I'm going to add a section break, and you'll see that I now get a new section where I can add my second section. Once again, I can add a description, and then I can start adding questions to this section. So if I push the plus button, now, options for your question. So at the moment we've only shown you a multiple choice style question. If you use this little drop down, you can change from short answer, longer paragraphs, check boxes where they can choose, instead of just one option, choose multiple options. You can select drop downs, so selecting from a drop down list. You can make them upload files. You can choose a linear scale, so that's where you have an option from 1 to 5, where you may say something like strongly agree all the way up to strongly disagree, and people have to choose on a scale. A multiple choice grid, where they're going to choose one thing in a rectangular box. A tick box grid where they can choose multiple things within a grid of choices, and then choosing dates or choosing times. So there's quite a wide range of question types there as well. You also have the option within short answer style questions, or even within date style questions, where under your more options you'll see that you've got response validation. So you can make sure that your responses are of a particular style. So you can see here, even though I've said that this is a short answer text, you can say that I'm expecting this to be a number greater than a particular number, and so that way you can make sure that people actually enter in values. You can also change this to be text which contains particular words, or length being longer than a particular word or shorter than a particular character count. So you can use some validation here as well in order to make sure your respondents are giving appropriate answers as well. Alright, so that's the different styles of questions available to you. Up in the top right hand corner of the interface, you'll see there's the option for add-ons. You can add extra, just like in Google Docs and Google Slides, you can use add-ons. In Google Forms, you can add add-ons to add extra capabilities to your forms. So one of those add-ons is, for example, there's an add-on that can allow you to remove particular options. So say you were wanting to allow people to enroll in a workshop, then what you could do is you could have the list of all of the available workshops, and as they fill up, the options can be removed. And so that way you only have the available workshops that haven't met a maximum count of people choosing that workshop. The second one along is to customize the theme. So that's quite good in terms of being able to choose images. So let's say that we wanted to make this, instead of just being a purple bar across the top, let's say we wanted to add a barbecue theme. And let's make it a bit red. And so you can see this is then adding the barbecue theme across the top and changing my colors as you choose them here. You can also, so once you've closed that, you can see the themes change. You can also preview what the form would actually look like. So because I'm in build mode, I can see section 1 and see section 2 even on one page. Whereas if I push the preview button, then that's going to show me here's section number 1, and when I select my response, it'll take me through to section 2. So that gives you the ability to then test your form and make sure that it's working before you actually send it off to people for submission. We'll close our preview, jump back there. You've also got settings. Okay, now the settings are important for you because we're going to want people other than William Carey to be able to respond. So when you come into the settings, you'll see here there's the option to collect email addresses. Now if you do that, people will actually have to log in with their email address in order to fill out your form. They can, however, then also be sent a copy of their receipt, but that loses some privacy. So we don't want to collect email addresses. We also don't want to restrict this survey just to William Carey people. So you would need to untick that option there when you're using this for IPT. You can change the number of responses that people submit. However, once again, this will require them to sign in, so we don't want to do that. And then you can see there's other options here where you can allow people to see the summary charts, so see how many different people have chosen to respond to your survey after they've filled in the survey. So that's the general settings. Then you've got the presentation. You can show a progress bar, which gives them a little progress bar along the bottom showing them how far through your survey they are. You can choose to shuffle the question order, so that means that different questions or different survey respondents would receive the questions in different order. And you can also show a link to submit another response. We don't want to do that because we want to encourage people to only fill their survey out once. You can also make your surveys into quizzes. So if you tick that box, then what that will do is turn this into a quiz, which means that your survey is then markable. But once again, we don't want to do that for this one. So we want to untick collect email addresses and untick restrict to William Carey users, and then save. Okay, under the send button, this is where you'll get the link for your form that you can then share with other people. So you can see here you have the option to send directly via email just by typing in a whole lot of email addresses there. What I'd prefer you to do is actually go to the little link tab and then get this link or the short version of the link. You can see if you tick shorten, then it'll give you a special little Google shortened URL. Copy that link and then paste it into your own email or post it into a forum post or however you're going to distribute your survey. So that's how you can actually get the link to your survey so people can then respond to your survey. You can see you can also share the form via Facebook or via Twitter using those two links there. Okay, let's cancel that one. And the final option, you can see there's a more options button for your form. You can make a copy, and if you get a pre-filled link, then what that will do is give you a link that's got some of the options pre-filled. You can print a paper copy of your form, so if you're wanting to distribute this to people via paper, then if you print this, it'll give you a paper version, which we'll preview in a minute, like that, and that way you can distribute that via paper and fill it in manually yourself later on. So you can choose to give it to people via paper too. Alright, hopefully that was a quick little introduction. Remember to give your form a better name than Untitled Form, because otherwise you won't be able to find it later on and it doesn't look very professional as well. Okay,